Bitcoin's next major move may depend less on price charts and more on one game-changing catalyst: regulatory clarity. As institutional adoption grows and simpler investment options emerge, the crypto market could be approaching a historic turning point. The real question is whether the market is ready for what's coming next. While everyone is watching Bitcoin's price, the smartest players are watching something far more important, and it could determine where crypto goes next. Something big is unfolding in the crypto market, and the signals are becoming impossible to ignore. The conversation is no longer centered on whether Bitcoin belongs in the financial system. It is now about who will control the future of digital finance. Donald Trump's latest comments reveal that cryptocurrency has evolved into a geopolitical race, with the United States determined to stay ahead of global competitors like China. That shift alone changes how institutional investors may begin evaluating Bitcoin. Then comes Michael Saylor with a message that challenges the short-term mindset dominating today's market. While traders react to daily volatility, Saylor argues that Bitcoin's real value lies in its scarcity, security, and ability to preserve wealth across generations. Temporary corrections, according to this thesis, become background noise rather than reasons to abandon long-term conviction. The discussion becomes even more compelling as Changpeng Zhao steps in to defend Saylor, suggesting that criticism often reaches its peak during periods of market weakness. History has repeatedly shown that fear tends to overshadow fundamentals before major sentiment shifts occur. Meanwhile, Ethereum enters the spotlight through growing institutional adoption, yet Bitcoin continues to hold its position as the benchmark digital asset. As regulation, political backing, and institutional capital begin moving in the same direction, the next chapter of the crypto market could look dramatically different from everything witnessed before. Do you believe Bitcoin is entering its biggest institutional era yet, or is the market getting ahead of itself? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth crypto market insights and updates.
Right now, Clarity has a 60% chance of passing this month.
I'm at 60% chance that this will pass.
This is the final chance for this to move forward. Of course, in the same interview where Trump says that crypto needs to be #1 in America, he is facing questions on how much himself and his family has made in crypto. $1.4 billion in 2025 alone. Curious what you think about Trump talking about crypto here. Do you think Trump is net good for crypto or net bad for crypto?
The way I view crypto is a little differently. We have to be at the top, otherwise China's going to take it over. Like, for instance, AI, we're leading substantially in AI over China and everybody else. I mean, we're leading. When I was with President Xi 3 weeks ago, he greeted me and his first words, I mean, literally were, wow, you've really done a great job. You've really, because this country was dead. We had a dead country. Now we have the hottest country in the world. And the way I look at AI, or the way I look at crypto, is if we're not going to do it, China's going to get it. Most likely China, but somebody else. Japan is somebody else. And I want to, it's a big industry. Crypto, if you call it an industry, but it's a big deal. And crypto is a big deal. You look at it, the way it's grown over the years. You have believers, you don't have believers, you know, whatever it is, but it's a big deal. And anything we do, I want to be #1 in. And we're #1 in crypto, and we're also #1 in AI.
The idea of economic immortality or economic sovereignty so that your family is economically secure. That's a very compelling idea.
Immortality is very compelling for everybody.
Spiritual immortality is the basis of religion. Economic immortality is the basis of Bitcoin.
What happened last year? What happened with the price
last year? It goes
up
and it goes down, but it's irrelevant because the point is it's going up at double to triple the rate of the S&P over the long term because it's economically superior.
People shouldn't panic if it loses 50% of its value. Is that the crypto winter?
No, the right way to think of it is people shouldn't invest in a volatile capital asset. If you want to make a capital investment in anything, if you need the money in the next 4 months, you're a credit investor.
But all the risks.
Well, I
just want to.
If you're going to ask me the question, you got to listen to the answer. The point really is, Bitcoin is the world's most secure digital property network. It's 21 million blocks. It's the cyber Manhattan. So all of the people in the world that would like to put their money in a bank in cyberspace, they don't trust the government, they don't trust a company, they know 10 million companies will come and go, and 10 billion people will come and go in 500 years, and the Bitcoin still holds its economic value.
Well,
So-
unless quantum destroys that idea.
The entire quantum thesis is maybe someone will invent a better computer.
So before
So
we get to
If you're going to ask me these questions, you cannot interrupt me,
before we get
right?
to,
Because it's like, I'm not going to do this with you. Like you're being offensive right now to do this. Like, it's literally a fantasy. You fantasize, like the tooth fairy might actually come out of the clouds in 37 years with magical wands and wave them at you,
I hope she's
right?
not coming after my teeth.
And destroy your house.
Oh.
And it's like, okay, yeah, well, maybe the tooth fairy will come and dematerialize my house, but I'm still going to have the house because I don't really think it's that likely.
Is it the proletariat that benefit from Bitcoin's expanse, or is it people who have
Of course
very
it's
big
the
shares? People
Did I
like
not-
you.
Did I not just point out that I have 55 million beneficiaries? It's a technology, and right now it's touching 500 million people, but there's no reason why it shouldn't touch 5 billion people. Okay.
What if Bitcoin isn't waiting for another bull run, but for one decision that could unlock trillions of dollars? Stay until the end, because the answer may completely change how you see the crypto market. What if the biggest obstacle stopping Bitcoin from making its next major move has nothing to do with price? What if the real catalyst is something far more powerful? Regulatory clarity. That's exactly where the conversation is heading, and it could explain why the crypto market has remained trapped in a sideways trend. Once the United States establishes clear crypto regulations, uncertainty may begin fading, giving institutional investors a confidence to deploy significantly more capital into Bitcoin and the broader digital asset market. Could this be the trigger the market has been waiting for? But the story doesn't end there. Another major shift is happening inside decentralized finance. Instead of relying on traditional financial institutions, blockchain protocols are making stablecoins, payments, automated yield generation, and on-chain financial services more accessible than ever. If users can manage their money more transparently while keeping greater control over their assets, could decentralized finance become the future of global banking? Then comes another important question. Does it still make sense to gain Bitcoin exposure through companies like MicroStrategy now that spot Bitcoin ETFs are widely available? As investment products become more complex, many investors are beginning to favor simple, transparent Bitcoin ownership. Could simplicity, regulation, and institutional adoption together become the three catalysts that ignite crypto's next explosive chapter? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more crypto insights.
Holding back the crypto market right now and keeping us in this sort of sideway state for a while is the lack of regulation. I think the U.S. making a clear statement through regulation that crypto is now finance and finance is now crypto.
Yeah.
That will, I think the crypto market is going to be nothing in comparison to what's about to happen as soon as the U.S. passes regulation. So everybody wants it. People want clarity. They want clarity in both senses, the regulation and, the ability to operate without having to second guess what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't pass now, I think it's just a matter of time before it does. It will happen.
Okay, well,
a bias that in the traditional economy, there is essentially always an adversarial relationship between the corporation and their consumers or their users. Making as much money as possible. That's an extreme statement, but in our world of decentralized protocols, is your ability to use stablecoins, use debit cards at I think it's hundreds of millions of MasterCard merchants worldwide. When I saw that number, I was like, can't be hundreds of millions, but it's hundreds of millions of merchants around the world. Your money is always being put in the best yielding situation automatically. If you want to engage in prediction markets and perps, it's also just one click. It's all sitting there.
who is this particularly for?
I think it's going to be so compelling that there isn't anything that's going to
I think MicroStrategy as a vehicle for owning Bitcoin through equities made a ton of sense back in the days, right? If you had a 401k account and you wanted to buy Bitcoin with it, you couldn't, right? But then, we started to have the Bitcoin ETFs from BlackRock and the other folks. So the value of holding Bitcoin through MicroStrategy is not the same as it was 5 years ago. Quite frankly, I'm a little bit lost with the levels of financial engineering behind it. It's just very difficult unless you're really, really deep into...
Yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Trust me. We've talked to a lot of smart people.
I don't know, man. Call me old-fashioned, but I like when things are simple. Simple is simple to understand. You understand the risk. You understand where the yield is coming from.
Yeah.
And I think DeFi, interestingly, might be complicated for someone who's new because of the user experience. But the actual exposure and the actual risk model and strategy you're exposed to is fairly simple. Like, exactly what you're getting because it's on-chain.
First of all,
So, is Bitcoin really waiting for buyers, or is it waiting for certainty? That's the question that could define the next phase of the crypto market. If clear regulations finally arrive, could billions in institutional capital move off the sidelines and into digital assets? At the same time, decentralized finance continues proving that transparent, on-chain services can compete with traditional banking in ways that seemed impossible just a few years ago. Then there's another shift worth watching. As spot Bitcoin ETFs become more accessible, will investors continue choosing complex investment vehicles? Or will simple, direct Bitcoin exposure become the preferred strategy? These trends are beginning to align, and when multiple catalysts point in the same direction, markets often react faster than expected. The biggest opportunity may not be today's price action, but the structural changes quietly unfolding behind the scenes. The only question left is whether the market is already pricing them in, or whether the biggest move is still ahead. So what do you think? Is regulatory clarity the missing piece that could ignite Bitcoin's next massive rally? Or do you believe another catalyst will drive the market first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. If you found this analysis valuable, don't forget to like, share this video with fellow crypto enthusiasts, and subscribe for more in-depth Bitcoin and cryptocurrency insights. The next big market move could happen sooner than you expect, and you won't want to miss it.